For 19 days, the Cape Wrath Trail had been our home. And after countless river crossings and endless walks, we were finally approaching the end. But there was still one last stretch to walk, and it would bring some of the worst weather of the trip, one final tough day, but also some magical moments we'd never forget. If you're new here, hi, I'm Elli. I'm a long-distance hiker and backpacker. And this is Otto, my best friend and hiking buddy. Together, we've walked through some of the wildest landscapes in Scotland on the Cape Wrath Trail. Welcome to the final part of our adventure. Wow, this really was a beautiful spot to wild camp. I'm all packed up. As always, we're leaving no trace whatsoever. Day 18 on the Cape Wrath Trail. If all goes to plan, fingers crossed, our penultimate day. So let's go! We've made it to Kearvaig, but there's only a police station, but there are public toilets. And look at this incredible view. There was something really peaceful about this part of the coast. The sea lochs stretched deep into the hills, almost like fjords, with small rocky hills on one side and the sea on the other. The scattered white houses gave the landscape a softer feel, a completely different kind of beauty to the wild mountains we just left behind. This is Garbh. As you can see, the rain is getting a bit heavier, so I think we're just going to try and get inside somewhere, get some food, hopefully the hotel. I think it has a pub too. I really hope it's dog friendly. Would be horrible to not be able to be inside for a little bit at least. I got the essentials from the spa, a satsuma, a pepperami for Otto and 3 packets of crisps for today and tomorrow. Ein Stück. Okay, der Rest für später. Für später. I think it's like another, 8 miles.
To Sandwood.
Like probably not 5 miles, but still. We spent a good 4 hours in the hotel, in the pub of the hotel in Garbh. Unfortunately, they didn't serve food, so we just had a cider and had 2 coffees. And now we just set off because we need to walk another 11 kilometers, but as you can see, it's so wet. Just heavy sideways driving rain. It's really horrible, but if we want to finish tomorrow, there's no other way than to push through. There's nothing, no other accommodation, no other option than to push on. So yeah, that's what we're doing. It's not great. Definitely quite hard pushing through mentally now, but yeah, it is what it is, and overall we've been so lucky with the weather and we will be done tomorrow. I hope it clears soon, but wow, this is some heavy rain now. This is Claremore. There are public toilets there. We came over here from Garbh. It's still raining, but not as heavy as an hour ago. This feels really special now because we left the road, and these houses down there is basically the last settlement before we reach Kearvaig. So there's nothing, just coastline and moors from here up until we get to Kearvaig, which is crazy because that's still almost 20 kilometers. It's 6 p.m. already, and we have about 7 kilometers, 6.57 kilometers to go to Sandwood Bay. This definitely takes a bit of effort now. I was quite tempted to stay in the hotel in Garbh, but then we wouldn't have made it to Kearvaig tomorrow, and the weather's not supposed to get better. So yeah, at this point I feel like I just want to get it done. We've come this far, but now it's also time to finish the trail, get some rest. But I'm not alone. This is Allt, and there's another hiker, Tom, behind us, and yeah, we basically are a little trail family now because we did the same sections for the last 2 days, and we're hopefully going to finish together tomorrow. Wow, look at this view and the colors, even when it's grey, even in the rain. This is so stunning. It really feels like the end of the world, and it kind of is. We're so far up in the north of Scotland now. Ooh, wow, it's so rough and wild now. Only peat bogs and nothing else. This is crazy. Otto is such a champ. It's so funny how this weather is something that he doesn't mind at all. He's in a really, really good mood. Wow, look at that. There's just nothing but lochs and peat bogs and hills. Wow, this looks crazy, especially when the weather's like this. Quite bleak, but I don't know, there's something really special about it. It's past 7 p.m. already, and to be honest, I'm getting quite tired. I mean, we took a long break, but still overall it's been a long day. So yeah, just want to get to Sandwood Bay, hopefully find a nice shelter spot somewhere, put up the tent, have some food, and then go to bed. Who knows, maybe the sun will come out last minute, so to say, for a sunset. That yeah, would obviously be the dream and just so epic. A little bit of sun coming out over there, as if it was meant to be. Wow, this is perfect. This is so beautiful. Wow, this is epic. This is the iconic sea stack over there. Wow, this is unbelievably beautiful now. I can't believe my luck. Home sweet home, look at that. We pitched in the dunes because overlooking the beach is a bit too exposed, unfortunately. But we found a pretty sheltered spot here, and still the view to the hills behind there is really stunning. I can't believe how much it cleared up right when we got to Sandwood Bay. It's so epic. pretty happy that we got here. It's been quite a long day, not really a hard day, but with the heavy rain and road walking, and yeah, it just felt a lot longer. It's already 7:30 now, almost 7:30. Didn't eat enough today, so yeah, it's just nice to have a sheltered spot. It's really cold. I think it's supposed to drop to 1 degree tonight. But because I knew that this would probably be a hard day, and because it's our last day on trail, I got 2 pack crisps for tonight. Look at this view. This is incredibly beautiful. Let's have a look on the map to finish the day. This is where we camped last night, just after the river crossing. And then this morning there was a little bit, just under a mile, I would say, of a bit rougher terrain along the loch. The path was mostly visible, but quite boggy in places, a bit hit and miss here and there. But then after the loch, it just followed the river and was a very clear, distinct path. And then we got to Reconic. There's a hotel there, but from what I heard, it's not open for food for non-residents. So this wasn't an option to get anything, but there are public toilets. And then the next couple of miles were really easy, just walking along this minor road. There wasn't a lot of traffic, so yeah, some quick, easy miles until you get to the famous, iconic London stores. But when I walked past it, they were closed, and I think they might be closed for the foreseeable future at least. So there wasn't an option to get any resupply there. We continued along the road to Kinlochbervie. If you don't want to go into Kinlochbervie, there's actually the option of heading north from the London stores. This is where the map continues. But as the guidebook says, this is a very rough, very boggy path. So we didn't do that. There's a Bothy here, it's Trathan. And then as you can see, you can either go to Sandwood Bay or cut across to Strathcallach Bothy. Instead, as I said, we continued to Kinlochhew. There are a couple of cafes there, a little spa shop for resupply, and the hotel that has a pub as well. And then we continued along this minor road for a couple of miles until we got to Claremore. There are public toilets there, but nothing else. And then you turn north on this 4x4 track. It's a very good path, not boggy, really easy to follow up until you get to Sandwood Bay. There are a couple of really nice spots to camp, a bit higher up on the dunes overlooking the bay. But we went inland because it was quite windy to have a bit of shelter and pitched just in the dunes. If you want to have the most picturesque spot and overlook not only the beach, the bay, but also the sea stack, which is right here. There are a couple of spots on the other side of the beach. You're going to start climbing up here, and then just off the path, there are a couple of spots. Obviously, they're quite exposed. They're a bit higher up, but from here you would have a really nice view over the entire bay. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I'm just having my coffee or oat cappuccino. Only one day, literally only 12 kilometers to go to the Cape tomorrow, and really excited, and I see you then. Good night. Good morning. It's day 19 on the Cape Town Trail, and it's our last day today. This was our spot last night with this incredible view. The others just left, but I think I'm going to catch them up soon. It was a very cold night, as you can see behind there. There's even snow again on the hills back there. but the wind dropped and this spot was very sheltered, so it wasn't too windy. Had a really good night's sleep, and now I'm just so excited to finish the trail. It's only 12 kilometers. Unbelievable that we've made it this far, and yeah, let's go. Otto's in a good mood again. I think he also knows that we're almost done. And also he just loves the beach and sand and running around. Wow, this is so gorgeous. First river crossing of the day, but I think there are stepping stones back there. Wow, such a beautiful place. If it's not windy, this right here would be a beautiful spot. Look at this view.
Looking at the map, this final stretch doesn't seem all that intimidating. The big mountains are behind you, and with Cape Wrath getting closer, it's tempting to think the hardest walking is over. But these open moors can be surprisingly demanding. With barely any landmarks, no path to follow, and boggy ground stretching for miles, progress is often much slower than you would expect. In poor weather, it's easy to see how this could become one of the toughest and most demoralizing sections of the entire trail.
Luckily for us, you can really see how much the bogs have dried up with the mostly dry weather over the past 3 weeks. Definitely don't underestimate the stretch, especially in poor visibility, because it's quite bleak, the terrain's quite featureless. This is quite a rough slog today, but the good thing is that obviously the lighthouse and getting to the lighthouse in Cape Wrath is sort of pulling you through the stretch, so it's not too bad. We just crossed the fence up there and are now walking over MOD land. This is an active military range, so you need to check that it's not active before walking through, but there's no firing going on this week. No flags are up, so we're good to go. And actually this entire section up to Cape Wrath is part of the range, so it's only accessible when there's no activity. This, I think, is the Cape Wrath headland. Oh wow, it's really not far now. Just the Atlantic in front of us now. Wow, this is so beautiful. But you can really see how dry the bogs are. Otherwise, the stretch today would be absolutely horrible and very slow going. But for us now, we can just basically go straight ahead in a straight line almost, just because it's so dry and we can just walk over the bogs. Ooh, this is it. This is a really special moment now. I'm just a couple of meters away from the finish, and I don't know, this feels a bit like a combination of everything that Otto and I did in the past over 4 years. Because when I was planning my joggle hike a few years ago, and even before that, I always had the Kearvaig on my mind, but I always felt like I wasn't prepared enough or skilled enough. And especially with Otto, I have a lot more responsibility, and I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't the right time yet. And in hindsight, I think that was definitely the right call, because even though I was putting on a brave face, this wasn't easy at all. And mind you, we were so lucky with the weather. I can't imagine doing this in really harsh conditions all the time. And I just saw it. I literally just came around this corner and now it's there. Kearvaig Lighthouse. This is unbelievable, and yeah, it really feels like the culmination of everything that I've learned about myself, about hiking, about Scotland, navigation in the past couple of years. And yeah, this is, in so many ways, this is so special, getting to the finishing point, because I had so many doubts if we would be able to complete it with carrying so many days with the food for me, for Otto, and also Otto, how he would do it. But as always, he's such a champ, he's the true hero, and yeah, I'm so proud now that we've actually made it. Can't wait to get to the famous iconic Ozone Cafe at the lighthouse, get a coffee and a beer, or the other way around, haven't decided yet, and yeah, just celebrate. There are a couple of other hikers behind me, and there's Allt in front of me, and he's actually finishing something even crazier. He's finishing the Scottish National Trail. This is amazing, and yeah, just just so happy. I'm lost for words. Da, 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 da. We've made it.
Probably about half an hour, 40 minutes.
Well done.
Well done.
Ah.
That's what you got? Yeah, that's the best one, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow. In a one-up. Yeah. I had to stop last year because my shin was giving me.
Oh, you carried on from where you finished?
I carried on from Port Augustus. Cheers.
One last look at the lighthouse. This is the minibus that takes people and walkers, Kearvaig hikers, to the ferry and then to Durness. But yeah, it's leaving without us, because Otto and I have a little side quest planned for today. We're going to stay in Bothy tonight just to properly finish the hike. And now we're off on our own again. Everyone else took the minibus, so let's go. Wow, this is unbelievably beautiful. Look at that. We're going to cut across here and then hopefully join the track, the road further up. I don't know what to think, honestly. Feels kind of surreal now to be done with the hike, but at the same time not really done with it. And especially after hiking with people in the past 3 days and meeting them quite often, camping together last night, for example, it feels a bit strange to be on my own now. The Ozone Cafe in Cape Wrath is a bit of a special place. It feels so detached from the real world. There's no signal there. There's only the cafe that's open all year, which is crazy because Angela and John, who run the cafe, live there, and yeah, they're basically open if there's anyone coming by. I initially thought I would just walk to the Bothy, spend the night there, and then tomorrow walk down to the pier where the ferry goes over to Durness, and going to the ferry is on this track, basically just continuing past the Bothy for another, I think, 5-6 miles. But when the minibus set off an hour ago, he told me that the ferry is not running tomorrow because apparently it's supposed to be a bit windy. So instead we need to do another bigger walk. I think it's just over 10 miles, and some of it apparently is boggy again and pathless, which I was hoping we would be done for a while, but yeah, apparently we need to do it basically walking around the Kyle of Durness. But yeah, that's tomorrow's problem, so to say. For now, I just want to go to the Bothy, just have a bit of time to myself, just resting a bit, give Otto a good rest, have a nice coffee. 4.5 kilometers in since we started at the lighthouse, and I think it's another 2.5. Basically going to walk around there over the bridge, and then I think the Bothy is basically just down there, but as you can see it's pretty rough and rocky. We're on our way down to the Bothy, and this looks already incredible. I think I've never stayed at such a remote place, literally right at the edge of the open Atlantic. Oh, this is incredible. The northernmost tip of Scotland. This is so cute. Our own cottage by the sea for tonight. Wow, this is so beautiful. And there even is such a beautiful beach down there. Wow. But first off, let's check out the Bothy. Oh, there's one room here. And then one here. Oh wow, this is nice. Oh, and there even is an upstairs. Oh, nice. This is really cute. Otto is pretty tired, I think, and so I'm just going to get my sleeping stuff out so that he can have a good rest. And then I'm going to get water and make a coffee. I just started setting everything up, and then I realized, I don't know why this didn't occur to me earlier. I thought this was just the door for the other room. This is where I went in, but there actually is literally a second Bothy with a separate door. And look at this. This is so cute. And there's a second window, so it's a bit lighter in here, so I moved my stuff here. This is so cute. I finished another wet wipes bath, so to say. I think it's been 4 days since my last shower, but I feel clean-ish, I would say. And I put on some dry clothes and I got some water, and now it's time to make a coffee. Oh, this will be so special. I'm so excited. I have a real coffee bag. This is a good coffee. It's pretty grim outside. it started to rain and it's so windy. I think with the wind chill it's maybe just above freezing. For tonight, because I knew it would be a special night, I saved my favorite meal, which is the pasta, tomato pasta. Ah, it's so nice to not be in a tent. This has really been a very cold week. Basically, the entire second half of the Cape Wrath since we started in Kinloch. Not crazy wet most of the time apart from yesterday. So overall the amount of rain was not too bad, but yeah, just some very windy days, very, very cold days. It's raining so heavily, but this looks incredible. Really like the end of the world in a good way. Okay, let's have a look on the map one last time. This is where we started our last day, just camped in the dunes. And then, as you can see on the map, if the tide is out, but only then, you can walk along the beach and then just head up at the next beach, the next little bay, basically. But what we did is we crossed the river, which I think would be a bit hard if it's in Spade, because it's not a small river. And then we headed up the cliffs, up the hill. As I said in the previous map recap, if you're walking up here, there are a couple of really, really nice spots overlooking the entire bay. It's not on the map, but if you're going up here, there's a bit of an indistinct, rough path that you can follow. It takes you up and over and then down the other side to the Strathcallach River. But as you can see, there's no real path. This entire section, it's really pathless. There are a couple of sheep tracks, some smaller paths here and there from other people, but yeah, it's basically making up your own route. There are a couple of options if you go via the Bothy, Strathcallach Bothy. There's an option that's a bit more inland. I think most people otherwise prefer the route along the coast, but as you can see, it's both is quite rough, boggy, pathless. We roughly followed this path, but then we just continued straight here. I think that's something that I saw on the Walk Highlands website, I think. So we didn't go via the coast, but cut across. And then we just continued, just eyeballing it, basically. As I said, it's very rough, very boggy. There's no path. This is where the military range starts. And then we drop down to the river, cross the river, which also can be quite rough if it's in Spade. And then it's up on the other side. Still, there's no real path. We just saw these two hills and just, went through the middle, through the saddle. And then up here, we could actually see not the lighthouse, but the antenna near Cape Wrath. And because it was so dry, we basically walked in a straight line. Obviously, that would be a lot harder if it's really boggy, if you have to, just find your way through the boggy terrain. But for us, it was quite easy, and we could obviously see the antenna, Cape Wrath, the headland. So we basically just went straight across, roughly following this line, I would say. And then right here, you're picking up this little road, gravel road, and then it's really easy just following this road up to Cape Wrath. If you don't want to finish at Cape Wrath but head to Kearvaig Bothy, you can either just backtrack along this little road. What I did is I asked in the Ozone Cafe if there's a shortcut over the hill, and there is one. You just head up to this little hill and then down the other side. This is roughly where I went. I just picked up this road around here, followed it all the way over the bridge and up the hill. And then right here, there's a little 4x4 track heading down to Kearvaig Bothy. It's getting cozy. There are a couple of candles here, and I got a lemonade from the Ozone Cafe to celebrate. And of course, a packet of crisps. Wow, this is just, being here alone, away from the noise. I don't think there is another place that felt so remote, probably because out on the trail you're oftentimes seeing other people and We didn't have a Bothy to ourselves. There were always other people, which is nice, but being here now alone, just so far detached from everything and everyone, I don't know, just really starts to sink in what a crazy adventure this has been, and how beautiful it was, and how hard. Probably the best way possible for me right now to end this trail. Just, yeah, to have this night away from everything before heading back to civilization, where you have signal and everything. This feels like such a special place. Good morning. It's a very, very cold and very windy morning, and it rained so much last night. You can really see the difference in the water level down by the little stream down by the Bothy. So this is going to be interesting today, I think, because as I said, the ferry is not running. We basically have to walk down almost to the pier, but then head inland and walk around the estuary, which is mostly pathless from what I heard, and yeah, probably very boggy again. And there are 2 river crossings on there as well. So yeah, not going to lie, I'm a bit nervous and questioning my decision whether I should have taken the minibus yesterday, but I think it would have been fully booked anyway from what I saw. Probably another kind of hard day to end with, which is not ideal because I think Otto's pretty tired, and yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we have no other option. We need to get down to the road, down to Durness. It's 8 o'clock. I'm all packed up. As always, we're leaving no trace. I swept the Bothy, the Mountain Bothies Association. They're doing such a great job maintaining all these remote places. So if you're using a lot of Bothies yourself, definitely consider donating to the MBA or even becoming a member. Last walk of the Kearvaig to get back to civilization, and let's go! It's really a bit of crazy weather today. Sun, wind, heavy rain. I'm really crossing my fingers that there's no thunder rolling in, because I feel quite exposed up here on the moors. Otto's in a okay mood, but yeah, I can see that he's quite tired. So I kind of feel bad that I didn't take the minibus yesterday. This is not ideal, and we're on the good path right now. It's only going to be rougher later. This is the Kyle of Durness over there, and then Durness somewhere on the other side. Wow, this is a beautiful beach. Wow, really, really stunning. Wow, incredible colors. This is so beautiful. So beautiful. Otto just sat down. I think he's very tired now, and I just had to put his booties on too. We actually need to hike basically up the hill again because we need to leave the track now. It's only running down to the like ferry or the pier, but in order to walk around the estuary we need to head up and over there. Ooh, this is going to get rough probably. Last 5 miles, 7 kilometers over the moors, over the bogs, so let's go. This is going to be rough, I think. Very rough going and boggy after last night's rain. Oh, I think we have to go up and over the shoulder there. There's no path whatsoever, so just roughing it, so to say. I think I can see Durness over there in the distance, and look at the headland, the dunes, this beautiful beach.
Looking back, this was one of the lowest moments of the whole journey. In my head, reaching Cape Wrath meant the hard part was over. But with the ferry not running, there was still one final stretch ahead of us. Otto and I were both exhausted, and the rough, completely pathless terrain drained what little energy we had left. With only 4 miles to go, it felt strange that the finish still didn't seem to get any closer. I think I'd imagined the final stretch being much easier, so when it wasn't, it hit me far harder than I expected.
It's really slow going, really rough. Oh, so proud of Otto that he's still going. You can already see the road on the other side, and there's a house down there, and I think there should be a bridge, so I'm aiming to get down there. I have to cross this stream. Oh, this looks rough, honestly. Maybe behind there. I think I can do it over there. There are a couple of stones up there. I think should be doable here. Yeah. This looks easier than it was, but we've made it. I'm so relieved, honestly, because I think this really was the last crossing on our Cape Wrath adventure. I think the other two are over a bridge, so yeah, really relieved. I'm getting tired and I don't want to do it anymore. These 7 kilometers will probably take us well over 3 hours. Whew. Oh well, this was very rough coming down here, but we've made it. That's the bridge over there. Still trying to find our way. It's getting a bit easier now because I'm just following the coast. Oh, not long now. I can literally see the road just 300 meters away on the other side. Oh wow, this was rough. I don't know. Honestly, a bit demoralizing because you feel like, okay, all the hard work is done, you made it to Cape Wrath, but then walking that was a bit soul destroying, not going to lie. Now it really hit me. We've made it, we've really made it. I can see the bridge crossing over and then the road. Oh wow, this was such a crazy adventure and it was really hard. I was so happy and I was so proud. This was probably one of the hardest sections of trail, but we've made it. That's the road up there. Our friend's going to pick us up, and yeah, we're done. We actually freaking finished the Kearvaig trail. Otto and I have made it back to the van thanks to Linda, who gave us a lift back to Kearvaig. I took a shower wearing clean clothes, which feels amazing, and Otto's taking a long rest and yeah, still trying to process everything that's happened. I think it will take a while for everything to sink in, just because it was so intense, such a big adventure. Definitely from a mental and physical viewpoint, the hardest thing we have done to date. Hard to summarize in a couple of sentences, obviously, but I think and hope that over the last couple of videos in this series that you were able to follow along, to see what it was like for us, the challenges that we faced, and yeah, I really, really hope that you've enjoyed this series. Thank you so much for your incredibly generous support, your messages. I feel like this trail was the one that a lot of you were interested the most from everything that we've done so far, and we've had so many people cheering us on, sending messages, checking in, which was so nice. So really, really hope that you've enjoyed the videos, that you've enjoyed following along. We've had an incredible time. I really enjoyed the trail. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. If there's anything you want to know, anything specific that I haven't talked about, definitely let me know in the comments, and I might do a little Q&A video, maybe also for everyone who's maybe considering doing the trail, for more detailed advice that maybe would have been a bit too much to put into these videos. Definitely let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about. Thank you so much for following along. This really means the world. Your support means the world. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we see you soon. Bye!